welcome to another Speed Paint. Today, we're creating new Pokemon using old Pokemon. That's just me saying I'm gonna mash two random Pokemon together and see what I get. I went out and bought a booster pack of Pokemon cards to get random Pokemon. Not sure why I didn't just use a generator of some kind. I don't play the Pokemon card game, so now I have a bunch of cards I'll never use again. Whatever. I drew two cards and that was my first pair, and did that a couple more times for the rest. So let's get started. My first pair was Chinchou and Krabby. Chinchou's design kind of reminded me of an anglerfish due to its balls of light at the end of its tentacle things. Antenna? Whatever, doesn't matter. Its body is basically an oval with fins and tiny legs. I kinda got Kirby vibes from it, but also like a fish. Does Kirby have a fish form? Probably. I've never actually played a Kirby game. Anyways, Chinchou is an electric type, and this is the Pokédex entry. Chinchou, the angler Pokemon, have the ability to conduct electrical currents from their two tentacles, which flow from positive from one end to negative to the other. Chinchou can also communicate underwater by flashing its tentacles. I guess anglerfish were a part of the inspiration for this Pokemon. Krabby, on the other hand, is a water-type Pokemon that is just a crab. That, unfortunately, doesn't have any Krabby Patties. Speaking of Krabby Patties, what kind of meat is used? They're supposed to be burgers, but there are no cows, chickens, or turkeys underwater. Wait, are they fish burgers? Is Mr. Crab feeding fish other fish? That sounds a bit like cannibalism to me. This is a tangent. Let's take a look at Krabby's Pokédex entry. It can be found near the sea. The large pincers grow back if they are torn out of their sockets. Well, that's a bit odd. I guess they're good for when Wingull tries to get a snack. As for the drawing, I wanted to try and keep some of the more prominent features from each Pokemon and combine them. That means I kept the tentacles, fins, and pincers. I decided to keep the general body shape of Chinchou, but gave it some more features of Krabby. For example, I gave this mashup 4 feet because Krabby has 4 legs. I also added the tusk things by its mouth and the horn things. Spiky shell bits. The thing at the top of Krabby's head. After that, it was just a matter of finding what colors from each design to use. I tried to use them all, but I probably could have benefited from a limited color palette. I wanted the background to feel like it was being released from a Pokeball, so that's what I had tried to accomplish. Anyway, that's one done. Chinby can be found on the beach or shallow ocean waters. Some say this rare Pokemon is a crossbreed, while others claim they were originally made in a lab. On to our next mashup. The Pokemon I drew were Scorbunny and Silicobra. So, with the same idea of trying to keep prominent features from both Pokemon, I went to work. I have mixed feelings about Scorbunny. I really like the design, but I have some annoying experiences with rabbits. I had some neighbors that got rabbits as pets. Unfortunately, they didn't do their research, and when they put their enclosure cage thing outside, they didn't put anything below it, like plywood to prevent burrowing. So naturally they got out, and into my backyard. I helped the neighbor kids catch them, and no lesson was learned. They got out again within the hour, and now the large suburb has a rabbit population greater than the human population. And of course they were constantly eating the garden, and made a burrow underneath my house. It was annoying. Now let's learn about Scorbunny. I also realized the Pokemon cards have a Pokédex entry on them, so I didn't actually have to Google it. Nice! A warm-up of running around gets the fire energy coursing through this Pokemon's body. Once that happens, it's ready to fight at full power. Yeah, that sounds like a rabbit. Silicobra is just a sad snake. Or perhaps a snake that's just tired and out of patience. Let's see what the Pokédex has to say about that. It spews sand from its nostrils. While the enemy is blinded, it burrows into the ground to hide. Yeah, I think I'm done with your crap is the vibe it gives off. I tried to keep the overall body shape of Silicobra while adding the arms and legs of Scorbunny. I also replaced the head with Scorbunny's. I felt felt like I just tacked on some limbs to the snake, so I tried to integrate some of the patterns and color from both Pokemon a bit better. I gave the face, the eyebrows, a Silicobra, and some of the pattern. I also darkened the tips of the fur with the darker colors of Silicobra as a way to tie the designs together. There we go, 2 down, 1 to go. Sorbra. This Pokemon lives in hot, dry climates. When it's not spending its time sprinting around the open desert, it burrows underground to avoid its enemies while it rests. The final pair I drew were Yamper and Crimorant. Another water-electric combo. What are the odds? Yamper is a fantastic Pokemon, and I do base how good a Pokemon is by how cute it is. Dog and cat-based Pokemon are basically guaranteed to be caught by, unless I'm doing a Nuzlocke. Then it's up to RNGesus, if I have the doggo or kitty anyway. This Pokemon is very popular as a herding dog in the Galar region. As it runs, it generates electricity from the base of its tail. I honestly never would have guessed Yamper would make a good herding dog with those tiny legs, but we can fix that when we mix it with Crimorant. I don't think I ran across Crimorant in the game. The card says it's a basic Pokemon, but I honestly don't remember it. It's so strong that it can knock some opponents out in a single hit, but it also may forget what it's battling mid-fight. It's a himbo. As for the mashup, I decided we need to fix the speed at which this Pokemon can travel so it can herd Wooloo better. So I gave it wings and a long neck. Not sure how the second one helps it herd Pokemon. It does help it reach the upper shelf though. I kept the neck fur, or I guess shoulder fur? I'm not entirely sure what it would be called on this new design. I did make it a bit more fluffy and loose as opposed to the shorter fur on the version of Yamper. On its head, I kept the dog ears, but I did replace the muzzle with a bird beak. Its tongue is still a dog's tongue, just for the purposes of being cursed. Its tail I kept the same, but it is unfortunately being covered by one of its wings. Yamperant. This Pokemon evolves from Yamper after consuming an unfortunate amount of water stones. While its speed is greatly increased, its attention span is equally decreased. That's going to just about wrap up this video. It was quite fun making new Pokemon. I was thinking they might belong in Digimon or Yu-Gi-Oh, but they're all lacking something that is clearly fitting into one of these shows. Mainly, I mean accessories, or being an abomination, or just being a hot humanoid. So I guess that means there may be Pokemon. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for some more speed paints. If you have a drawing challenge or suggestion, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. See you next time. Bye.